I don't think there's going to be any excuses from us in this period of time. You know, we've been to places like Haiti, we've done the hard yards, we've had some tough experiences, and I think we've shown that we're strong, we're resilient. So, yeah, it'll be tough, but this is what we want. And qualifying for a World Cup was never easy.
Welcome to Miami. Welcome to OneSoccer. John Herdman, 6 games to go. It feels like we've rounded the corner. We're here in the final stretch, and you've just named your squad of 25 players who are going to compete in this very difficult January window. Let's start off with one player that won't be included. Alphonso Davies, unavailable this time around. How does this change or alter your plans for this 3-match window?
Yeah, I mean, I think firstly, we just wish Alphonso all the best of health and hope he recovers. You know, we can't deny that it's a big loss, and a big loss on a number of reasons. He's such an infectious personality when he's in the camp, and yeah, you miss him. You miss him when he's not here. But we have to adapt. It's part of this story. We've been on this World Cup qualification journey since March last year, and we've had a lot of ups and downs with players coming in and out, and we've responded, and I think that's the key to all of this. There's a mentality in this group that, you know, these things are going to happen, and it's an opportunity now for someone else to respond and make sure that we stay on track to qualify for the World Cup.
The good news for you, John, there still is continuity. There's consistency amongst the group that's available. You've spoken about the brotherhood, Junior Hoylett, Scott Kennedy among the players coming back into this team. You must be thrilled about the way that this team has come together and the fact that all of these players are available to you this window.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're sitting here nervous as a head coach. This is probably the most nervous I've been coming through this period of time, just wondering, you know, how players are going to arrive with the travel. We've seen how challenging this new variant of COVID has been. So I think all of us, all of the coaches in CONCACAF are sitting on tenterhooks waiting to see how it unfolds. So, you know, I think, again, Gareth, there is good news that people like Junior's back, Scott Kennedy's back. I thought they were a big loss in the windows they missed, but at the same time, you know, this group, I think, regardless who comes in, they're very tight. They're excited to go into Honduras and have that experience. They're excited to come back home and play in Canada. They really enjoyed that last experience in Toronto and Edmonton. So, you know, we're just back to business. I said to them today, it's start again mentality. We genuinely just start again. That's where we're at. The table's been wiped. We imagine again we're 1 game at a time, and we're 6 games away, and every game's going to be a cup final. So nothing's changed for us. I think that's whoever comes in, whatever that squad we roll out, I don't think the mentality's going to shift. There's a clear purpose in this group. They know what they want, and we'll do anything we need to do to get after it.
Stefan Eustáquio has been a big talking point. He has been included among the 25 players. Where do things stand when it comes to Stefan, John?
Yeah, just day to day. I mean, he hasn't been included for medical reasons, but day to day, we're hoping to see Stefan in the environment by the end of this window.
With this group, and you said it, you're nervous. Probably a lot of coaches, like you said, nervous throughout the CONCACAF region. How tricky is this window? I'm assuming that you're always prepared for the January window to be a challenge for this group, but how do things stand right now, the way that things are playing out from your perspective?
Look, I think this window is the trickiest window for every team, just given the volume of games over the Christmas period in Europe for players. And then the MLS players, they're in their off season, and then the COVID realities. So, but if it's happening to us, it's happening to other teams. I think you can sleep easier at night knowing that everyone's in the same boat. So it's just, you can't make excuses. I think for us, We've prepared the mentality of this group to embrace the opportunity of, experiencing the tough travel and going into tough places and actually looking forward to it. So I don't think there's going to be any excuses from us in this period of time. We've been to places like Haiti, we've done the hard yards, we've had some tough experiences, and I think we've shown that we're strong, we're resilient. So yeah, it'll be tough, but this is what we want. And qualifying for a World Cup was never easy.
It's incredible. 2 months ago, we had this incredible high through the experience in Edmonton. When the group reconvened, they got back together over the last couple of days in Miami. What's it been like? What's the mood like around the group?
Yeah, I mean, they're excited. I mean, what I felt today, speaking with the leadership group, was there's a laser focus. You can sense that they can see the opportunity now, and then the clarity of they have to get back to work, and that was the clear message today. We get back to work. This is going to be tough, and that leadership group are going to be key to taking it to the next level. So I think the sense was just, the excitement from last year. I mean, that's in the past now. We know we're sitting on a foundation that is strong. It's a confident group. It's a group that knows it can bounce back from tough moments. And it's a group that enjoy being together. So, I think, genuinely the ingredients are there for us to get through this tough period.
A lot has changed over these last 8 games. You're undefeated. You're top of the table right now, John. Is there a sense that now you're a team that other teams know about, that you are kind of going to be the hunted in a certain way here? Maybe the context has changed a little bit. Not just that, John, but you've captured the imagination of a country. There's a lot of eyeballs, both casual and passionate, that are laser focused on this group right now. Has that sunk in amongst the squad?
Well, I think that's exciting. That's the reward of the hard work that these men have put in, that the organisation have put in over the years. That our country, people are behind us, the people are believing, and that feeds into the group. I think they carry the weight of that expectation, but it's a motivator, is what I sense with this team. And we're humble. I think that's been a real attribute of this group. We keep ourselves, our feet on the ground, and I think we hold ourselves accountable just to be humble and hard working and do the dirty work in the training. Yeah, I think I know that this country are desperate to see us qualify. We are, but I keep reminding these players, it's one game at a time. We're going to have to fight every game, but at the same time, we've got to enjoy this process. These moments don't come very often in people's careers, and yeah, we got to enjoy this. And sometimes the enjoyment is just the competing and pushing yourself to new limits and experiencing tough times together. So yeah, excited, Gareth. This is it is a great time for football in our country, and I know our fans are going to be there when we turn up in Hamilton. And fingers crossed, after this window, we've put ourselves in a really good position to go into March.
It's not just that the team is coming away with results, it's how they're doing it. They're entertaining, they're performing, they're fighting for one another, John. Over these last 2 months, though, plenty can change. What have you seen based upon the behavior, the form of some of your players who are playing, as well as some of the players who are coming in having not played regular football over the last 6 weeks or so? What have you seen from afar, and what do you see up close and personal here today?
Well, we had our first training session today, and again, I'm seeing just a laser focus. I mean, Richie Larea, he's had a few trips back and forward from Toronto to England and now back here again. But watching him today, you can see he's excited. But there's a focus around the group. They really, I think, nailed the tactical work today, and usually the first session's a bit sloppy. They were on point. So again, I feel like they're clear. They're clear that this is a big window. They've got to put the work in. Whether they've had a MLS off season, you can see some of the boys have put the work in during that period of time. And they haven't got time to mess around or have a day off or miss a training session. And I sense that there's an urgency and a real clarity about we got to be ready for this first game, and I think we will be.
Has the message been delivered just not to take anything for granted? While Honduras and El Salvador may be bottom of the table here, John, going into Central America, it's a different animal entirely, and something that our program haven't had a whole lot of success in going it down there and coming away with results. So what's the message to the group ahead of these two crucial away ties?
Well, I think the players need to understand we've done everything we can behind the scenes to create the right environment and the right processes to allow them to perform. So bringing, good security teams in, having chefs arriving in the environment, making sure the right travel in and out is conducive. And again, just getting the mind ready for what it is and getting excited for that. I think the players know the pitch is not going to be great. They know the physicality of the Hondurans. They know the Hondurans are fighting for their lives. And we know from a tactical point of view, they've had results there that probably haven't gone against what the stats would tell us. Like if you look at a Honduran team, they average 17 shots at home. It's a high shot count, one of the highest in CONCACAF for a home nation. Their XG at home is one of the highest home XGs. So you look and go, this is a good team. It's a very good team, and it's going to be a tough night. We're going to have to make sure that we're resolute through 90 minutes. And it's not going to be one of those games where you're going to run away with it. It'll be right to the wire. So when the mind's prepared like that, you've got a great chance then of not being hijacked through the experience. And I think these players are clear what's coming, although many of them haven't been there before. They're clear it's not going to be easy.
Well, your Canadian players are becoming household names, as the days tick on. Always those hardcore fans are looking for that new flashy name to come into camp. Were you tempted at all to freshen up the side a little bit, or are you really content with what you have at present time?
Well, I think when you're in World Cup qualification, it's a time where you've got to go with what you know. And if moments open up to provide opportunity for young players, then you'll provide those opportunities. But this is a really tight group, and anyone that understands teams and how teams come together, that trust, the camaraderie, the chemistry, that's the gold in it, and it's irreplaceable. So, there might be other players out there that are finding some form, but, this group are super tight, and I know they'll fight for each other. And when you look at some of the names, I mean, if you look at people like Theo Corbenau, unfortunately, he wasn't available for this window. We weren't able to bring him in, and he's in some great form, which was a real shame. And then there's some other names out there that aren't ready to commit their future to Canada. If you play in this window with young players that can play multiple countries, then they're committed, and some of them aren't ready to do that. So we probably need a few friendly games. Fingers crossed if we qualify, then we can get other names in and have some learning experiences. But now it's not time.
Just two more for you, John. You mentioned the U.S. game in Hamilton next Sunday. It's an important one, but the stadium capacity is being cut in half to 12,000. Yet the Canadian supporters have played such a role thus far on this journey. What do you need from the Canadian supporters come next week in Hamilton? How can they, no matter how many are in that building, how can they help make a difference?
Well, I think firstly, we're just grateful we're getting our fans in. I mean, that was a real big moment for, I think, the boys, for the staff, just to know we're going to get fans in the stadium. You know, the fans in Toronto in the Panama game. I mean, that was one of my favourite nights in my whole football career, and I think a night many of these men I'll never forget. You just felt the energy of the fans coming through that second half. I mean, Fonzie sort of lit the touch paper, and you know, then the fans just pushed the team right through. So we know what they can bring, and I do feel, you know, that Edmonton experience, the opposition sort of felt what we've always had to feel when we've gone into CONCACAF, and it wasn't one of those Canadian sports crowds that spectate and go to watch. It was a genuine group of people that wanted to give everything to help their country get across the line. And you know, I'm hoping the people of Hamilton, they'll be excited to have the national team in their city, and you know, we'll see a sea of red, and they'll be loud, and that's all we ask for.
Finally, John, that finish line, it feels like it's within touching distance, yet for you, it seems like it could be 3, 4, 5 miles away. How close does it seem for you right now? And is there a number in terms of points, in terms of results, that you and the group just have your focus on right now in order to accomplish what would be an historic achievement for Canadian football?
And I'll keep coming back to, you know, the points. The points are the points. I mean, what I'm interested in is just the consistency of the behaviour on and off the field that have got us to this point. If we continue with that and we keep looking to improve in those little areas that we've started to identify, that's the process. We'll stick to just nailing our process every camp, and then staying in the moment, not looking at the next game, not looking at where the next points are coming from. Just this moment now, 3 days, preparation for Honduras, and then giving everything in that moment to take a win. And if we stay in that vein, I don't think there's anyone can stop this team.
2021 was a banner year for Canadian soccer. 2022 has all the makings of a time where dreams really can come true. Honestly, Thursday night cannot come soon enough. I wish you all the best, John. Keep the team safe and healthy, and let's go on and do this. Thank you so much, and we'll chat down the road.